Hi everyone, it's Leela from Miss Kiss Creations. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how to apply a temporary tattoo to your stainless steel tumbler. Shown below are all of the supplies you'll be needing to apply your tattoo to your tumbler. I will also be listing all of my supplies, materials, and links in my description below, so please be sure to check out the description. You'll first need some temporary tattoos. These tattoos I purchased from Amazon. They come in an assorted pack of, this specific one came in 5, and then I have these smaller ones that I also purchased. They came in a pack of 10. I believe the 5-pack was $8. I will be posting those links in the description below. You'll need some scissors to cut down or around your temporary tattoo designs. You'll need some water to apply the temporary tattoo. You can use a sponge and squeeze over on the tumbler whenever the tattoo is applied. I just use a spray bottle. I find it easier for me. And then you also need a rag or something just in case it gets a little messy or you need to clean something up. I am using some paper towels. And then I place my craft towel underneath my tumbler just so it can be more secure on my station and it doesn't roll around as much. I am using a 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. This is an Ozark Trail tumbler. I purchased this tumbler from Walmart. I have primed this tumbler, I have spray painted it, and I added my shimmer to it. I will be posting my video how to shimmer a tumbler in my description below, so I will show you how I get this technique. The only difference from this tumbler that I have and the tumbler tutorial that I will be posting in my description below is I use rose gold and gold glitter for this tumbler behind the white. So in the tutorial that I will be posting, the only glitter that I mixed with my mica powders and my epoxy was my white glitter. For this one, I wanted to have a little bit more color and contrast in here, so I did add rose gold and white glitter, and gold glitter to my epoxy mix. So again, this tumbler has been primed, spray painted, and there is one layer, just one layer of epoxy over this tumbler, and the epoxy is cured. So I have had this air dry or air cure for at least 24 hours. So it is completely dried with the epoxy, ready for the temporary tattoo to be applied. For your first step, you're going to select whichever temporary tattoo that you want. So I'm going to be placing these flowers on this tumbler, and I'm going to start with this one. I am trying to choose the biggest tattoo I have, and I want to place it on this this kind of dip inside the tumbler just to show y'all that you are able to apply temporary tattoos on a not straight tumbler. So on these tumblers that are smaller at the bottom and bigger on the top, you are able to place a tattoo on there and it looks perfectly fine. So I just wanted to show y'all that. You're going to want to cut around your temporary tattoo as much as you can. So make sure you cut closest to your design as you can. This makes it a lot easier whenever you're laying your temp tattoo on your tumbler. Once you have your temporary tattoo cut, now we can apply it. Whenever you are cutting your temp tattoo, make sure you're not pressing down with your fingers on the design, so make sure you're being very careful. There's a layer of gloss on this tattoo that comes off very easily, and if you press your fingerprints on the design, it might take the design off some. I'm now going to place my tumbler down on my towel, and then typically I would probably place this here, but like I said, I just want to show y'all how to put this on a tumbler just to make it go on this crease here. Now whenever you press your tattoo on, there's really no going back from here. So wherever you kind of press it is where it sticks. So now I kind of have it on here, and so now I'm going to take my spray bottle. I'm just going to spray my temporary tattoo with the water, just making it wet. The water is just room temperature. This is spray bottle that I just have in my craft room. So it doesn't have to be a certain temperature. I just have it room temp now. And so whenever you spray your temp tattoo, you're gonna notice it being more flexible, and that's what you're wanting. You want it to be more flexible, and you want to push down your tattoo onto the tumbler. So I'm gonna take my paper towel and just kind of clean up this area here. And I like leaving my towel down because when the water drips down, I don't have to worry about getting onto my desk. It just goes onto the towel. And then I really want to press this down. Even with that crease there, I want to press it down. And then you're going to notice the tattoo, how it just slid. The more wet that it becomes, it's going to slide. And then you're just going to pull off the tattoo. And it just slides right off, just as it would if you were applying it to your skin. And it comes right off. Looks like a piece kind of got messed up there, but that's fine. I'm just gonna push this down and kind of fan it out just to press it onto my tumbler. So a piece of the tattoo was actually sticking up right here, but I went ahead and I pressed it down, and no big deal. It just presses right down. So as you see, it's pressed down, and I have this glitter. You can see the glitter behind the tattoo, which is why I chose this gold glitter instead of just the white shimmer that I did in my video earlier. So I went ahead and I applied it. It's still a little wet, and I'm just going to take a paper towel and just kind of blot around it. I don't want to smear this or anything, so you don't really want to wipe it off. You want the tattoo to stay in place, and you just want to kind of blot. I do have a little bit of a water bubble here. I'm just going to press this right down, and it just goes right away. So you want to make sure you're getting those water bubbles out. So just go ahead and pop it, and it doesn't affect the design. So this side seems to be completely dried, so it's not sticky anymore. So now I'm just going to take this and just randomly place this on my tumbler like so. And then I'm just going to repeat the process of just making the temporary tattoo wet with the water, and then just taking my finger and smoothing down the design. You want to make sure the tattoo is completely wet. If there's some creases, it's okay. As you saw on the other one, the creases I had, it didn't really do much, and it didn't really affect the design that much. So just make sure it is completely wet, and then you'll feel the paper again sliding off of the tumbler once it's ready to be slid off the tumbler. You just want to make sure that tattoo really sticks right there. You can see it's starting to peel, and then I'm just going to slide it off like so, just like the other one. And then I'm wanting to clean it up here. This one seems to be darker than this one. This one was more gray, and this is more black. So now I have that water bubble right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop it. I went ahead and I added the rest of the flowers around the tumbler. This flower below and then this one up here was actually the same design, so it's actually one design. I just went ahead and I cut the design in half, and I placed one up here and one on the bottom just to cover the tumbler more. So that's something you can always do if this is too big for your tumbler. Go ahead and cut this in half and put one down here and one up here, and it turns out really cute. You don't need to seal this. This is ready to go for epoxy. Make sure your tumbler is completely dry. Make sure it is not wet at all. We're gonna go ahead and put this right on the turner and epoxy this right away. This makes this so easy, so convenient. You can do these tumblers so quickly. If you have any glitter tumblers that need to be designed, or you just need to add some pop to it, go ahead and get you some temporary tattoos, and it really shows, makes your tumbler look a lot better.
I'm now going to epoxy my tumbler. I have my face mask on, so if I sound funny, that's why. I have mixed my epoxy in my cup. I have mixed 30 milliliters of epoxy for my 30-ounce tumbler. So that is 15 milliliters of part A and 15 milliliters of part B, totaling 30 milliliters of epoxy. I already have a thick layer of epoxy on this tumbler, so I don't need too much of a thick layer on it again. Again, this tumbler has not been sealed, so meaning I did not spray anything over these tattoos. I just let the tumbler dry. I made sure there is no water underneath the tattoos. You want to make sure there's no water on here, and I'm just going to epoxy. Typically, I will be using 2 gloves, but since there's a shortage on gloves at this moment, I'm trying to stretch my materials as much as I can. So now I'm just going to apply my epoxy all around the tumbler. If y'all need help on how to mix your epoxy properly, I will be posting a video in my description below on how to mix epoxy correctly and how to do it to get little to no air bubbles. I also have a video on how to epoxy a tumbler. And again, I also have a video on how to shimmer a tumbler like shown on this tumbler. So go ahead and check out my description below, and you can learn a lot from my beginner help videos. And we're just going to apply the epoxy like I typically do, just all around the tumbler, and you just want it to be even. Once you have applied your epoxy, you're then going to let your tumbler spin on your turner for 4 to 6 hours. Once your epoxy has finished spinning for 4 to 6 hours, you're then going to turn off your tumbler or your tumbler turner. Once you turn off your tumbler turner, your cup turner, you're now going to let your tumbler air dry or air cure on your turner. So air drying or air curing, you just turn it off like this, and you just let it sit here for another 4 to 6 hours. You want this tumbler to dry for at least 12 hours, or you want it to cure for at least 12 hours. So if your tumbler is still sticky after 10 hours, it is okay. Let it sit for another couple hours, and it should harden right up. It does depend on how thick of a coat of epoxy you are applying to your tumbler, depending on how fast it will dry. Obviously, the thinner the coat, the longer or the less time it will take to dry. The thicker the coat, the longer it's going to take that tumbler to air dry or air cure. So now I have all of my epoxy on my tumbler. I'm now going to hit it with a heat gun. The heat gun pops bubbles in epoxy. Once I hit it with a heat gun, I'm now going to allow it to spin and dry. Once it's dry, your tumbler is completely finished.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Tumbler and craft videos. I will see y'all next time.